What's going on? Hey yo, on this podcast, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna give you a warning alert. Went kind of deep, but I think it's something that really help. That would really help somebody. I would assume so. I'm not too sure, but y'all let me know once again. As I said in this upcoming Bruz Shorty, which is the mini podcast when it's just me by myself or whatever. Um, I really I speak upon like how the podcast came about, what was the game plan for the podcast a couple years back, and also then the biggest thing of this podcast that I would hope that the listeners and the ones that's watching and listening that comes out of it is I talk about death. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about coping with death. I'm talking about how you know what I'm saying how one do cope with death. Um, I'll talk about whether you want to be buried or cremation, funerals. Um, it's just like that. That's the main concept of what I did today. It's nothing more that I really have to say about it. I would just say that tune in, listen, and if you got 30 minutes of your time, whether you're listening to it or you watching it, please do that. I think that you will have some type of insight and go ahead and share that stuff because like this is more of a real. I hate to say like it was like more of a I don't know if docile is the right word, but it was more of a joint to where it's actually me opening up, starting and you will see what I mean by opening up when you listen to it. So go ahead and do that. Hey man, hit the like button. Yo, once again, bruiserpodcast@gmail.com. Y'all have any questions? Y'all have any concerns? Y'all have any feedback, good, bad, or negative? I'm down with all. I'm down with all that type of content. And I appreciate it. Period. This was taking y'all time. Yo, what's going on, man? It's the Bruiser Podcast. Today is where we at. We at the 28th, so I'm recording this on the 28th, and I'm at the point now where if I record that day, I'm trying to drop it that day. So it's gonna be more like I told you before. It's gonna be more content. This, that, and the third. Today I just wanted to say like even with new listeners, even like shout out to my mother and stuff like that. So she listens now, but excuse me. Um, I just wanted to reiterate what this podcast is, and when I say that, what this podcast is like what it's about. So this podcast normally, or it came from, actually it derived from like a couple of years back at my old home, and then I really didn't have no area to really to do it the way that I wanted to do it. So I put it on hold, but at the same time I was adding bits and pieces and getting stuff together. So once I got to my new area, my new home or whatnot, and then had a space to where I can put it put it in visual content and also audio content that I felt was good. I did that, and that's when I started throwing it out there. And when I first thought about this, is because I listened to so many podcasts, different podcasts, and the Breakfast Clubs of the world or the Brilliant Idiots, and there's just so many things. The Joe Rogans, obviously, the doggone, and then another one that stuck to me was Joey Diaz. So I ended with Joey Diaz because he was vulnerable with what he talked about, and it's all about just speaking, whether somebody gonna listen or not, but or if it's 10 people that's listening, probably five ain't digging it or six ain't digging it, but it's probably that four that's with it, and then hey, made say individual day or made my day. Speaking of me, you know. So I originally wanted to do a podcast with my wife, my spouse, my Wiz. So I always say Wiz. So when I say Wiz, I'm talking about my spouse. Um, and I just wanted to really talk about like relationships and not saying that we know all the answers, but just hearing it organically from a regular pair of individuals, male and female, that have both sides and whatnot, in which we still can do. I'm still working on that, but then it turned into more of an interview value because I like that too. Like so, long form interview. So when I have different individuals on the Coach Burks of the world, a free thinker Walt, even when I had my brother-in-law, or even when me and my brother-in-law was doing it together, you know, we was incorporating things to get going. But he had a different vision, I had a different vision, and we had split. So salute to him. He has a nice podcast that's going. I don't listen, but he has a nice podcast that he's doing on his end or whatnot. So um, it's just more or less like I'm just trying to still figure it out the way I want to do it. So that's why I bring up different, or I got different concepts inside of it. So it's a regular podcast. Then it's like the Bruz mini. So just me just venting, talking to y'all. And then it probably, or then it'd be like the sneaker, like the sneaker review and stuff like that. So I'm trying to bring it in all different angles for the people that's listening. And at the end of the day, man, it's honestly therapeutic for me. Um, I'm not one to talk a lot. I used to be the party guy, throw parties and be in clubs and do everything of that nature, that you can think of or whatnot. So, but that it's not really me no more. I'm more of an introvert, and like I guess it's a good introvert because it's not that I'm shut down from anybody or whatever, but it's a little bit different to where I kind of keep to myself. But when I crack these mics, meaning when I talking to y'all as I am right now, um, I I sometimes just get some, whether it's frustration or whether it's just that whatever energy off, whether it's good, bad, or different. So that's the reason of this podcast, and it's not. And once again, it's not just for me, and I don't have no big platform. Hopefully later to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I try to get different individuals in, so y'all have a so y'all able to listen and see different things from an older perspective, from a younger perspective, from our peers, me being 36, whatever. So our peers, our peer gap, and just seeing where and pick their brains. Oh, excuse me, and pick their brains, and do how we go from there. Um, I know one thing I thought about. I slept on within this last week or so. I've been sleeping, and because like even when I'm sleeping or when I can sleep, what I do, I put a draft up in my email, or I got my notebook next to me, and I write down stuff. I jot down or whatever. So one thing that really came in, and that really came to me that was consistent was opening up. So with that being said, opening up, like, who am I not to open up about, my life or what's going on if I really want to do this true and true, to where I would think somebody else need to open up, or like for instance my brother, it's a podcast called Three Brothers, and it was me and my two little brothers. I call them my two little youngins. This guy opened up in a way that one would think was like, yo, whoa, you know what I mean? And I mean, even though we talked offline before, because he actually came to me, he was like, yo, I'm ready. I'm like, are you sure? Because I can. And even if you watch that podcast, you can see that I even asked him. I'm like, yo, I can edit whatever you want to edit or what you want to do. And he like, no, let's go, let's go, big bro, we good. You know what I mean? So who am I to not open up to the listeners and the people that support this particular podcast? And I'm asking questions for anybody else. So I thought about that, and it's in season 3 right now. So I thought about that. I'm like, nah, it's go time. So that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully done. It would be respectfully done, and it's going like that. But you will start seeing more, or you start seeing or hearing more like the vulnerability of me. And once again, it's therapeutic for me. because everybody don't receive, and this is all opinion based. This is all Bruz opinion. So everybody don't receive or interpret the information that you give out or the thoughts that you give out. They don't see it that same way. So, but some people do. You know what I mean? So it probably can help. If it don't help 5 people, it probably help 2 people. Once again, all opinion based. Everything I'm saying, so I ain't got to keep saying it. Everything I'm saying is opinion based from Joseph Collins from Bruz. You know what I mean? So that was one thing I wanted to really just put out there to let you know that these podcasts gonna get real. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the ones that's where it's just ha 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 key and then won't. It probably be something that's really gonna touch base about, you know what I'm saying, like about what I'm about to bring up today. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, death. So with death and the question I have, or the questions that I'm gonna pertain to or speak upon is like, how do some people cope with death? So you normally can drink it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just try to numb that feeling with drinking, which I've been a fan of. Some cats can could blow it out, meaning throw one back. Well, this is not weed or THC or whatever. This is just a regular just nicotine thing. But I was trying to just put props in it. But anyhow, if you watching, but some cats can, you know what I'm saying, like blow it out and, you know what I'm saying, mentally go that way, and do that deal. Um, some cats probably gonna do a line. You know what I'm saying, like, hey, do a doggone what you call that? Do a little gator tail. You know what I'm saying, some booger sugar, so a big line. You know, and whatever the case may be, however you want to do it, I don't got to keep going down the line as far as like what you're gonna do. People cope the way they cope or whatnot, but is that all healthy? Nah. Is one healthy than the other? I mean, I guess out of those three that I said, I would assume, I guess weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess weed or marijuana is something that is more healthier out of the three that I mentioned. But like, I think, and like I always been always thought, like, I always wanted to ask the question to somebody, but at the same time I didn't want to do it because it's no disrespect of how they cope with they said, death or whatnot. So, but I would throw this out here, and I would love for y'all to react, respond, comment or whatever. Whether it's email bruiserypodcast at gmail.com, or whether it's if I put it up or when I put it up on Facebook, put it up on Instagram, YouTube, and all that stuff. The comment and let me know if I'm on the pocket or if it's different. But like I know when people die, when people pass or whatever, they die. Um, they do. Some people know the death, like the death date. So the time that they died, not the birth date or whatever, but they know the day that they died. And I'm here to tell you, I don't, out of the last couple individuals that passed out of I say like the last decade, 15 years. You know what I'm saying, like my Uncle Wayne, my Uncle Mark. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to tell you like the day that he died, but I kind of know where I was at when I got the news. You know what I'm saying? Did I make his funeral? Yes. I don't remember the day that my Uncle Carlton died, but I know that he was in a vehicle and like basically had a heart attack or whatnot on 79th and Carnegie or whatnot, where he was doing the shade tree mechanic, like because he was a mechanic, so he was working out a little spot there back in the day. So that news I got, and that news at that time I was in boot camp. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this was circa '02. I was in boot camp and I wasn't able to even go to his funeral, to see his funeral. You know what I'm saying? Or to see him, you know what I mean, get laid to rest or whatever. And that was like one of my out of him and Uncle Mark was like my top. If I had to really put a pinpoint on it, was my top two uncles or whatever that I was around most of the time throughout my life. I mean, Uncle Reggie I was around as well, and then Then I had one more uncle, Uncle Midget, which he was Marine Corps just as much as I was, but so he helped me back in the day, but he was down in Memphis or whatever, so we wasn't as close. But when I got into the Marine Corps, like he helped me. I call him anytime. I call him in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? While I'm using not even MapQuest, I'm using the actual the red book or like a big map and driving down from here to doggone Jacksonville, North Carolina. But anywho, um, so what I was saying is that I cannot remember the dates of when those gentlemen passed. Um, my stepdad, which is I think is the yes, I believe it is. That's the individual that was is close to me in the family to where that died more recently. Even though it was years ago, but more recently, I can't tell you the day or the year. Can't tell you. But do I know his birthday? Yeah, his birthday March 15th. I do know his birthday. I know he's a Pisces. You know what I'm saying? I know everything else, but I don't know that date. You know what I mean? So my question to be to y'all is, how do y'all cope with it? Like, is it? Do you think it's healthy to like mourn every year, and it's just like like this is this you just going through the same thing every year because of that year? Did that bring y'all down? Like sadly, or that's something that's motivating to be like, oh yeah, we keeping the tradition, or we keeping not a tradition, or we keeping that legacy alive, and so to speak. Let me know. I don't know. Probably I'm ignorant to the fact. Um, like because I always say like, all right, well, we already know every September 11th is like what we doing. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good thing that every September 11th that we doing like we showing the crashes every trip. We showing all the bad stuff, but at the same time we showing the good stuff because of the you know what I'm saying like the New York staff and everybody that was you know what I'm saying that helped through through that aspect, and everybody that consisted, you know, people that lost their lives trying to help what was going on because it was just so tragic and so quick and stuff like that. But you still have people on the front lines that was taking care of it and stuff like that. So I always been in confliction with that. Um, it's just something that I always thought about. I'm like, do we like when we bring it up every year for that said anniversary, then you do it for the birthday because like, oh uncle would have been 55 this year and a day, or you know what I'm saying, like, but then I don't know. I'm really going with that. Um, Going forward, I had a death in the and I really want to say family or not, but I would say family for me, like for me, for me, for Joseph, for Bruz, I would say that I had a death that I didn't know even happened. So I had an old school cat, where I live at now. Been here for a couple years, and like I always stop by and then to see what's going on. He was an older gentleman, about 75, around that area, 75, 76, and he was a Vietnam vet, Purple Heart recipient, and he was basically like, because since I don't have no father figures no more. Like my stepdad passed years back, and you know, both of my stepdads passed or whatever that I had growing up, and then my main dad, I really ain't know him like that, or whatever like that. So, but this gentleman, we just peaked, and I don't know if it was a military thing or just because this, he was just another another individual on the block, but he just seemed cool. We always say as our me, or we say like real recognize real. So I think in that aspect, I think that he saw that me being a youngin, even though I'm half his age or whatever, but he saw me how I wiggle. You know what I'm saying? Like he was able to see how I wiggle. You know what I'm saying? Go to work. You know what I'm saying? Take care of whatever. I gotta take care of family, and that. Like he saw me on my 1-2 or whatever. And so we had met up. We had met. I stopped and so introduced myself, and then from there we just kicked it off, man. And then so we always spoke and then like I go there, help him, help him if you want to clean his garage out, or if you need help cutting the back lawn, or want to put this together for his flower beds and this and that. Like, yo, I was on deck. I mean, especially if I was available, like I was on deck. I made time for it, and whether he gave me a little 20 spot or not, you know what I'm saying, like that, I was off the strength. But at the same time, I didn't care about that. I did, I just did off I did off the strength. You know what I mean? Because he was just a cool cat. And like we would speak all the time and stuff like that. And then I ain't gonna give y'all the whole rigmarole. But what I'm saying is that this gentleman passed on the Wednesday, and so yesterday, which is Friday, as I'm like once again today is Saturday and I'm recording, but so Friday, 2 days later from him passing, I didn't know, but like I always look around and see what's going on in my neighborhood and stuff. I live in a cul-de-sac, so um, I saw it was some action, like different vehicles that wasn't there. That, so I'm like, oh well, it's Thanksgiving. I just chalked it up as Thanksgiving, whatever, and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, hey, probably got a little bit of family coming in. You know what I'm saying? His wife, kids, or whatever the case may be. So you know what I mean. So I just left it at that. Boom. Um, and then, um, when I went to work yesterday morning, so I go to work in the wee hours, and his vehicle always there. His vehicle always there. I know that. You know, so if I see something different, I know that his vehicle always there. He ain't like no night rider, no stuff like that. So I went to work and I was like, oh shit, hey, when I get off, I'm gonna pull up. You know what I mean? So I got off early. Boom, came home. Da da da. Then when I went back out, I stopped over there. So well, one would think if anything, it'd be like, oh well, I don't know, he went on time for some reason because he from New York or whatever. So for some reason, he took a trip, which I know that was that's just in my head, it's sticking to myself. But when the wife answered the door, well, she never answered the door. Like he know when I pull up because you know what I'm saying, his camera's hit or whatever. He see the camera, and then he already meet me at the door or whatever. He already coming outside because he see me. But that wasn't the case. So when I saw that his wife answered the door and I asked her what was going on, you know what I'm saying, like, and she hit me with the news that said that he passed on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, damn. So I was hit. I was hit from that. That really just like, damn. You know what I'm saying, like, I ain't doing it at the time. I just I ain't want to like really ask what happened at that time or whatever. I was just like just taking in what she was saying, a little bit that she gave me, and then so I just offered my hand. You know what I'm saying? I offered my hand and let her know that I'm like, well, um, you know, whatever your whatever you need, just let me know. I give you I give you my contact or whatnot. Then we'll go from there. And my apologies and stuff like that. So once I left her, I was about to make some errands and stuff. So as soon as I got in the car, that's when the waterworks came down. Boom, crying, this and that. This tears, and people that know me, I'm a big crier, dog. Like I don't care about showing my emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like showing the emotion through tears or whatever and stuff. I didn't swayed away from the aggression type deals or whatever, showing that different emotion or whatever. I done got better with that. But yeah, man, it hit me hard because the reason why it hit me hard, the only regret I had, because Tuesday, the day before that he passed, I saw him in the doorway when I passed. I got to pass his house to get to my house, so I saw him in the doorway, and then like normally I stop, but I was like, well, how this barbershop shit be going right these days or whatever and shit with this COVID crap and all that. You gotta wait goddamn hour, 2 hours and shit. So I was getting the youngest cut, so I was trying to get there early to get them cut or whatever. And so I saw him, and then he had normally just like stop out and try to like he had just open the door and try to flag me down, but he didn't do that. So I'm assuming now that he ain't had the energy to do it at the time. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the biggest thing that just sits in me. You know what I mean? Like it's like damn, I saw him Tuesday. I saw him in that doorway Tuesday. So every day I pass by now, and he got a red door. But every day I pass by now, I just see him. I see him sitting right there, or excuse me, standing right there in that doorway. But I could have been able to say, I mean, or at least speak to him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless of what it told me or regardless of what was going on, because like last time we checked in, he was good. You know what I'm saying? He had a full, or for the most part, he had a full bill of health. He was dealing with like a cancer type of issue, but you know what I'm saying, like he had told me, he always tell me like, yo, I went to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, he a vet, and he goes to the same, you know what I mean? He goes to the same hospital I work at, so. He'd tell me like, hey, everybody, my samples came back, blood draw came back, this came back. I said I'm good. You know what I mean? Everything good. You know what I mean? So, and this is the man that don't want no leaves on his lot, on his lawn. You know what I mean? He cutting the grass damn near every other day because he like, I gotta do something, Joe. He like, I gotta do something. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting my workout in, being healthy, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So you would think, you know what I mean? You assume that everything's is on the up and up. And then, but hey, lo and behold, bam, my man's gone. You know what I mean? So that rocked with me hard. That rocked with me hard yesterday for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so that goes back to the coping mechanism. I'm like, how do y'all cope? Or like because like me myself, once I get information that somebody passed that's dear to me or close to me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I go in my own little corner or whatever, whether I'm in a truck or whether I'm whether I'm just by myself. I'm just solitary, you know what I'm saying, by myself, and then I get all the crying out then basically I can keep it moving. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, sometimes like I say if I did go to a funeral or whatever, like when I spoke for my stepfather, when I spoke there, I did like kind of tear up again, you know what I mean, or cried again or whatnot. But for the most part, once I go there, especially if I know that I spoke with somebody when they said they ready to go, like my stepdad did, and then my OG I'm talking about right now, um, like he was set for if that situation did happen. You know what I mean? He was good to go. That's what I'm saying. Like, he was good to go. He had everything set. This guy goddamn buy a vehicle and then buy another vehicle, whatever, and then or swap it out because he went to go get an oil change, swap it out, and then boom, buy this vehicle, then that shit paid off too. You know what I'm saying? But he had everything in order. He had all the ducks in order. He like, yo, when I go, my spouse or my wife, his wife is not have to worry about anything. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that he told. That was some information that he gave me to try to, like, for me. You know what I mean? Like, say if I was to pass or whatever, to make sure that every your ducks in a row. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I would spread to y'all if y'all don't have it, like insurance and just having a game plan for your significant other if y'all in that predicament. If you're single, I don't know how that go, honestly. I don't know how you would transpire with that if y'all don't have a living will or a will, or once again life insurance or even medical for that matter. So, but yeah, man, I wanted to speak. I wanted to speak upon that. I just really want to speak upon that. So, but like, yeah, I ain't a funeral guy, and now with this stuff, I don't think they even having a funeral. And he'd be able to be buried at one of the memorials locally. Um, since I'm being a vet or whatnot, so he good to go with the plot of land and stuff like that. And I think I had another question. Oh, I had another question. Like, would y'all and once again, like, answer this? I mean, like, hey, DM me, inbox me, Facebook, DM me on IG. Leave a message or a question on YouTube, whatever. However you want to do it. Whether you want to do it publicly or privately. You know what I'm saying? Or once again, bruiserypodcast@gmail.com. Let me know. You know what I mean? Like, for this next question, like, what y'all got going, or have y'all even thought about it? Do y'all rather be buried or cremated? You know what I mean? So I'll let that sit for a minute. Do y'all rather be buried or cremated? Me myself, I already told my whiz or whatever, and I'm good to go. Cause from the veteran side, I'm good to go. So she ain't gonna have to pay for nothing. She get a little flag, and or get the little flag, whatever, and then keep it moving, I guess, or whatever. But and, insurance, everything good, all that stuff dope. So I told her don't mourn over me. You know what I'm saying? If I was to go first, don't mourn over me. Hey, go ahead and collect that check. Keep it moving. You heard? Have a nice life. Um, and that's in all seriousness. We really had this talk or whatever. And then I said it so much more is that I was like, yo, You ain't gotta do no funeral, man. If I pass, hey, cremate me. That's the door. Once again, I ain't gotta pay for it, but you know, so like that'd be the cheapest route. Anyway, hey man, cremate me, man. And if I could throw my shit in Lake Erie, I don't know. I'm saying I don't. I honestly do not care. You know what I mean? I really feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, just do y'all thing. Just make sure. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be good. You know what I mean? The youngest gonna be good, and there you go. You know what I mean? As long as y'all tip top Magoo, hey, what I got to complain about? You know what I mean? Now if you act bad on it, you know what I'm saying? Now if you jay off that money or something and shit, now I'm gonna have to look for wherever the hell I'm at. I don't know if I'm gonna be on the sideline, up top, or shit. I don't know if I'm gonna be down. You know what I'm saying? Down yonder, but god damn it, I'm at to speak to you in your sleep. You know what I mean? But anyhow, man, that was something right there. I know this is a gloomy time for the weekend time, but just want to get that out there. Like I said, like, hey, shit gonna be different, man. Every podcast can't be, you know what I'm saying, just, oh my god, hey, oh my god, I'm just just so spritey. I'm just so good. Oh yeah, everything is so great. Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, sometimes, some shit happen, and if I'm gonna do it, especially if I'm gonna do it daily, or really just give y'all, you know what I'm saying, the realness that I respect. If I have a guest or whatever to come on or whatever, like, hey man, I'm gonna shoot it this way. So I hope y'all respect that. I hope y'all love that. And guess what? That's the end of this podcast. So with that being said, at Bruz ENT, as y'all see in the scroll below me, um, hey, any topics, any questions, any answers, any audio, anything. And by the way, send me some beats or whatever. Some of your producers or whatnot, or people that you know what I'm saying have some beats or whatever. Cause I'm trying to do a new pre-roll, meaning my intro. So please drop that at Bruisery Podcast. Oh, excuse me, Bruisery Podcast at gmail.com. And I check those out, and I get with y'all, man. I appreciate the that love and support. I appreciate everybody that listens. I appreciate everybody that does what I ask y'all to do, as far as, you know what I'm saying, leaving a message or subscribing or whatever. Hey, the shit helped from the information I got. So I'm gonna say this stuff every podcast, every time. You be like, God damn, all right, forever. So hey, if you already did it, then you already did it, and I appreciate it. But if not, the ones that didn't do it and the ones that do listen, hey, I'm beating it in y'all head like in school, whatever. You guys keep just boom, 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 boom. You gonna learn this shit. You know what I'm saying? But once again, all jokes aside and everything, man, I appreciate y'all. Hey, I would say take advantage of your life, I guess. And who am I to be speaking this shit? But take advantage of your life, man. Take advantage of the people that's around you. And then, like, hey, if it's something that can be rekindled, the people that's not around you, I would say go ahead and try it out too. If it's able to be done, you know what I'm saying. I know some situations it's just a wrap, you know what I'm saying. But at sometimes, hey, if it's something that was just, you know what I mean, miscommunication, whatever, man. Hey, pull up, check in, man. Check in and see what's popping, because you probably feel bad if you see somebody one day and then that next day, you know what I mean, like they just fucking gone, you know what I'm saying. And as the song go, you know what I'm saying. One day they here, next day they go, you know what I'm saying. So I just lived that a couple of days ago. That's crazy, and hey, I mean, I done seen a lot of death and a lot of things or whatever throughout my life or whatever. So hey, man, that's that. And this is the Bruisery Podcast, yo. Subscribe, tune in. Once again, comment, do that, share this thing, share. Especially this one. If anything you don't do, share this one, because this one is a real. I mean, like all the other ones are real too. Share all the other ones too if you can, but share this one though. This is really just. I feel this is really like a strong one. I'm just share it, dude. Please, lady, ma'am, sir, son, whatever. Please share it. And with that being said, man, this is the Brizzy Podcast. Later, haters.